Go. Joey? Joey?
What?
What are you doing?
I just put on my Red Dog Pack t-shirt that I bought to support our soccer teams. They're only $10, and you go get them in room 713. I'll go get you one.
No, Joey. It's okay. But right now it's not the time for that.
Then what time is it then?
I don't know, Joey, but it's time for Bulldog TV.
Oh, snap.
Good afternoon, Springdale. Welcome to another edition of Bulldog TV. I'm Kenia.
And I'm Joey. On today's episode, we'll have a bowling feature, a biology remediation video, podclass Omni, your Red Dog wrap-up.
Still missing that half credit of PE you need to graduate? Take bowling. It's fun and you don't have to run any laps. Here are Brittany and Oscar with more information.
Did you know there's an alternative PE class? If you don't want to physically work out, then bowling class is for you. Some people say there is no credit for this class, but there is. Take it from the students in the class of how fun it is.
What I do in bowling class is, I learn how to keep score and learn techniques in bowling, and you just bowl.
Well, bowling class, you learn how to bowl in bowling class. Like you learn 1 step, 4 steps, 5 steps, and you'll learn how to bowl real well.
Bowl.
In bowling class, we learn how to bowl. We also learn how to tally up our scores with strikes, spares, fouls, and gutters.
We bowl, and we bowl too, and we bowl. Yeah, that's what we do.
The fun part about it is you just go to field trips mostly every week to the bowling center, and you bowl and just have fun with your friends, trying to compete with the scores.
Well, to me it's fun, but I don't know about the others.
It's pretty fun.
Bowling is actually a really, really fun class. I enjoy it every day. It's the highlight of my day because it also relieves stress from everyday school life. You just have fun bowling and spending time with friends.
Picture the funnest thing you've ever done and then multiply it times about 100, and then you're almost as fun as bowling is.
Well, the class teach me how to do that 5-step approach or 4-step approach, because in order to bowl, you've got to know these stuff. You've got to know how to keep score, and that's it. And basically, just have fun.
Well, it teaches you how to bowl, and it'll learn how to control the movement of your body. That's how it helps me.
Well, it teaches you the fundamentals of bowling and to get a 300. I haven't got it yet, but next time.
It teaches you control and kind of like rhythm whenever you bowl, because you want to really get that strike, so you gotta aim, practice, and practice and practice. That's pretty much it.
The 4-step approach, and also how to bowl. And if you take the class, you're guaranteed to get a 300 automatically, and maybe one day become as good as Chandler Passmore. That kid.
Hey Bulldogs, didn't do so hot on your biology EOC last year?
Check out this short video by Melody and Nancy to see what you can do to bring your grade back up to par.
While you were sleeping in this Saturday, some Springdale sophomores and juniors were getting ready for their biology EOC.
We are holding our first review session for the EOC biology test. All sophomore students will be taking the EOC biology test at Springdale High School on April 23rd and 24th. Our purpose today is to have students go back over the major content that they will be seeing on the EOC at the end of next month. And students came this morning. We had donuts and pastries donated by Atlanta Bread and Daylight Donuts on Sunset Avenue. And we also, Arvest was very generous, gave us cups and pens. Neighborhood Market on Sunset Street gave us hard candies and Tootsie Rolls, etc., to put in the cups. At the end of the day, we have a grant where we are getting Eureka Pizza, so we just wanted to make it a really fantastic day for the students that were willing to come and give up a Saturday. Our next session will be held next Saturday, April 6th in the seminar room, and then we have 2 other sessions, April 13th and April 20th, that will be back in the Studio Theater. And again, the content in biology can be very difficult for students. The vocabulary can be very difficult, a lot of the concepts. So this was just an opportunity to reinforce what students have already learned in the classroom.
What we're doing is today and for the next 3 Saturday mornings, we're holding review sessions for the biology end of course exam. And the idea basically is just to give the students taking biology here with me the best possible chance to do well on their biology in a course exam, because that's a very important exam for them. They have to pass the biology in a course exam in order to graduate from high school. So we just want to make sure that they have every opportunity to do well on it. So because biology has a lot of content, there's a lot of material that we cover during the year. In the spring when they take the test, it can be kind of difficult to remember stuff that we talked about back in the fall. And so this is an opportunity to refresh and remind them about some of those subjects that we haven't talked about in a while.
Some of you may have heard of a new class we'll be offering here at SHS next year called Podclass Omni. Here's Kenia and Corey with the story.
Springdale High School has many classes you can choose from, but have you heard about the new podcast that will only be offered at Springdale High School next school year? Here's Mr. Waldron, a social studies teacher at Springdale High School, who knows about the podclass.
Podclass Omni is a new class that Mr. Person and myself recently got approved by the state of Arkansas. It's a class that will utilize podcasts in the classroom. It's going to be a self-directed type of class. There will be a starting point with a particular podcast that the students will use. But then at that point in time, they will find something interesting within that podcast that they want to do a little more research on. It's not something that we're going to assign them specifically to do research on. It's something that they want to do. So hopefully that will generate interest among the students to go out and find things that that interest them, and that they might be able to bring back and hopefully do some things that will interest their classmates as well. Mr. Person and I had been listening to many podcasts. We discovered we had a common interest in it. And back in probably mid-November, we decided, hey, this might make a pretty cool class. Why don't we see if we can't do something about it? So out of that, we formulated sort of a base for it, tested it out on our students that we had this year. It worked fairly well with them. Then we decided we would see if we couldn't get the state of Arkansas to get on board with it. So we, over about a 4-month process, we contacted the Arkansas Department of Education, spent some time getting some things together that they wanted, and going back and forth with them a few times. And then finally last Thursday at about 1:30 in the afternoon, we got word that the states said, this is a good thing, why don't you guys give it a shot. It's going to focus on where the podcasts lead the student, and exactly what that is will be determined by whatever podcast they listen to and where it leads them.
Students will need to supply their own earbuds. For those interested in the class, can now sign up in the future to experience the unique podclass at Springdale High School. Students who take the class may even discover a career path they had never thought of. This is Kenia for Bulldog TV.
Hey Kenia, have you gone to any of the soccer games this year?
Sadly, no, Joey. But here's Carlos to catch me up with the Red Dog Wrap-Up.
Good afternoon, SHS. I'm Carlos Reno here with your Red Dog Wrap-Up. Your soccer teams are both off to good starts this year. Your guys had a 5-3 win over Siloam Springs, moving them to 1-0 in conference. Your girls came up just short against Siloam in a 1-1 tie and a loss in PKs, moving them to 0-1. Your SHS track teams are off to a fast start this year, setting 5 new school records 2 weeks ago in the Rogers Relay. In the 800-meter sprint medley, Jesus Centeno, Robbie Hoskins, Jose Herrera, and Fernando Vargas had a time of 1 minute 44.25 seconds. In the 6,400-meter relay, Jesus Galeon, Franklin Alvarado, Andreas Calderon, and Dalton Holt had a time of 19 minutes 50.97 seconds. And in the 4x100-meter shuttle hurdle relay, Christopher Howarth, Brad Stanhope, Robbie Hoskins, and Connor Sauerbauer had a time of 1 minute. In the 4,000-meter distance medley relay, Maria Adalco, Jessica Salas, Alyssa Reyna, and Lillian Araujo had a time of 15 minutes 4.30 seconds. In the 4x1600-meter relay, Maria Adalco, Jessica Salas, Liliana Araujo, and Nestle Silva had a time of 25 minutes 28.55 seconds. Congratulations to all the tracksters. If you'd like to see what your Bulldogs are up to this week in sports, your baseball team will be traveling to Farmington tonight, and your soccer teams will be playing against Van Buren at home.
Well, that's all we have for you today, SHS. Enjoy the rest of your day, and always remember, stay classy, Springdale.